Hello and welcome to a Handpicked Life YouTube channel. So in this video we're going to take a look at how we can break patterns that no longer serve us. So first of all, recognizing when we're self-sabotaging and then what to do about it in the moment so we can keep interrupting. So looking at those pattern interrupters that we can use again and again and again, anywhere, anytime, any place. Then we'll take a look at how we can drop a little bit deeper and really set ourselves up so we've got a container that we can go back to, so we're building on feelings of ease and peace in the body. And finally, I'll suggest some practices that are profoundly powerful that will help you to drop deeper into your subconscious so you can really change these patterns. My name is Leanne Campbell. I'm a life and well-being coach, and I work especially with somatic practices because it's a great way to drop into the subconscious and to reprogram so all of you is on board. Now is a time more than ever to really take ownership of our lives, of the things that no longer serve us, so we can stay aligned with the values that are really important to us. And every time you upgrade yourself just that little bit more, you're contributing to a happier, healthier world. Right, so let's look at how we can recognize those patterns that no longer serve you. And it's really important that to know that there are things that are so familiar, that are so part of us, it doesn't even seem like it's self-sabotaging when it comes along. So for example, boredom is one. So we're going along, we're really enjoying something, and then suddenly it just doesn't have that vibe anymore. That's that part of you coming in. Let's go back to what we know. The times when suddenly you think, oh no, I'm actually not quite prepared enough, so I'm going to go back to that prep stage, you know, and you get your pen and your pencil, your notebook ready, or you set up your little space or your altar again, and you get ready to step forward. But at that point, we're actually lacking that part in the cycle where assertive action is needed. And really, when we're looking at pattern interrupters, we're going to that part in a cycle where we're really stepping into, okay, I'm ready to do something about this now. It doesn't mean you have to change everything in a day. You don't have to take huge steps, but it is important that you step over a threshold and you begin to repeat something new, which at this point is just keep breaking that habit. Procrastination. So how do you procrastinate? You know, do you spend hours on Facebook? Do you just about to carry on with that new regime, and then you decide, oh, I'll just check my emails first, or I just need to call so-and-so? What ways do you do it? Because we all do them. And the more you call them out, the harder it is to keep doing them. And then that gets too uncomfortable. And so actually being with yourself and staying with what you want to do and staying on track is more comfortable. Other ways this shows up can be that it doesn't look like it's you. You know, suddenly the pipe bursts and you've got to deal with that, or that friend rocks up again with a big problem, only you can solve it, your boss piles more on. Whatever it is, if you recognize that this is a pattern, and then also ask yourself, is this also convenient? You know, is this the time where, even though I feel frustrated, you're actually quite glad of that moment when, oh well, it's nothing to do with me, I can't do it, I really had it set up, you've ruined it, or that situation has ruined it. Watch for those patterns that repeat, because we are creating those on some level. And even if you're not ready to say that yet, you have the power to respond in a different way, to make a different choice, to make sure no matter what the list on your priority is, you're going to do something different in a different way. You know, it can even be something like you get ill at that moment when things are going really well, or you injure yourself, or you just get really, really tired. So just note that, and this isn't about reprimanding yourself, it's just noticing, oh, there's that pattern, it's so familiar in my life. This time I'm going to recognize that, and just that moment again of noticing things have got really chaotic, it's got crazy, I've not got the space for myself, or I've forgotten why this was important. So a few things to help straight away is write it down, get really clear about your intention when you're ready to make a change. The other thing that's really helpful is to tell somebody else, have an accountability partner that you can check in with, and have those moments where you affirm in the morning, and in the evening you just have a little check over, where could I have been more skilled? So you're on it, you keep shining a light on it, you keep turning your attention to it, so you gain that pause before you go into the same reaction again and again. Okay, so that's step one. Make sure that you recognize it, shine a light on it, be really honest about it. And then when you recognize that in yourself, have a pattern interrupter that's really quick that you feel in your body. So it could be that you create that sense of shrugging something off and literally feeling your body throw off that wet blanket or that weight, or that tight feeling that comes in your chest that just tells you you're not safe, just that moment of exploding it, taking a deep breath. It could be you've got a huge pair of scissors that just cuts it, stops it in its tracks. Because there's a moment when we pause, your body suddenly goes, something's wrong. And in that pause, your body will want to send you back to what you know. So the quicker that you interrupt it and then move on to something else. So there might be that moment that you stop it, you've got your scissors, you shrug it off, and then just move around. Take a deep breath. You might want to do some stretching, take it further into your body. If you're not in a position to do that, keep repeating that small thing. Counting yourself down is a great one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. So when you feel that, it could be a belief that you feel bubbling up, you feel that familiar dialogue, or you're about to reach for that food that you said you weren't going to have anymore, or that drink. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, changing your pattern. Now, I can't stress enough how important it is to have these pattern interrupters in place. So you keep repeating, and every time it jumps in the way, it's a little bit like you're stopping yourself going down a path. So if you're walking through a forest and you naturally take the path that's obvious, every time you stop yourself and choose a different way, eventually that will get overgrown. So it's not so available anymore. It's not so ready. When also a really good thing to be honest about is we get addicted to our habits, our patterns, our ways of being, and that makes them hard to break. So if you really want to break a pattern that no longer serves you, being honest about, well, what is the payoff with this? Do I feel self-righteous when I jump into that way of being? Or am I punishing myself? Am I punishing my parents? You know, whatever it is. And you don't even have to know what it is, but just know somewhere there's a payoff in this and I'm not feeding it anymore. Because again, when you have that familiarity, you're feeding an addiction. Habits can be addictive, patterns are addictive, because it's what we know and they allow us to stay safe or have an illusion that we're safe. So even if we're in a situation that's not making us happy, that even causes us pain, we will opt to stay with something that we know, because our survival will keep wanting us to do this. So when you're interrupting a pattern, just know what you're doing. You're really stepping in, stopping your survival system come in. So your choice is to go in a direction where you can really thrive, when you can open up your potential. So once you've got your quick one in place, you're clear. So number one, you need to be really honest and recognize. Number two, have something really quick in place. Number three, be aware of the payoff. And if it's not so obvious, just know that you've got a payoff in this, and it's important to break an addiction. And then go to a place where each day you can wipe the slate clean, and this is where a daily practice really comes in. And just even if it's 10 minutes of reminding yourself what it feels like when you have more space in your body, when you're able to stop and make a choice. So the reason that we have a regular practice is we start to build that sense of awareness in the body. So when we switch on to automatic pilot, we become aware. And then eventually we get to the point where we have that pause before we go on to automatic pilot. And every time we do that, every time we wipe the slate clean in the body, allow this sense of spaciousness and that pause to become familiar, it's readily available to us at times when we really need it. So simple things like having a moment where you just do 8 full breaths, drop down into your body. Another really good way to take it further, splash your face with cold water. It's a great way to set your vagus nerve, your vagus nerve is really key in allowing you to feel safe. And a few ways you can do that is splashing the face with cold water, humming, whatever you want, but keeping the hum and the vibration in your body. And those are just a couple of simple ways that you can do that. Making space, real physical space in your body, just stopping to stretch for a few moments, really creating that sense in your body that life's spacious. This home that you live in can be spacious, can feel at ease. And when you feel at ease, you can then make choices that really serve you. Raising your vibration through music, put something on and dance when you feel yourself sliding. Whenever you change your state, you're really building on that strength. And I think what is important now more than ever is we keep our vision where we want to go. When we notice those little things that hold us back, that no longer serve us, that are still around, that's when we're changing what is possible for us right now in this moment. You know, you may not be able to change things in the outside world just yet, but if you just start making the decisions, get your own home in order, get this home in order so it's spacious, it's easy, it's a wonderful place to live in, and it's a place that you're in control of it. You're there, you're able to orchestrate yourself and orchestrate your life in directions that really serve you. So I've mentioned just 4 things today. 1, get really clear about how you do it. 2, know that there's a payoff somewhere. That might be clear and it might not, but there is a payoff somewhere in this. Then find something really quick that you make a commitment, you're just going to keep repeating, stopping in its track. The 4th one, just go a step further and take time, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, just to do things that really help you. So again, that might be just splashing your face in the morning, humming a little, but really doing that with an intention, and then sitting and just allowing yourself to breathe. It might be that you put some music on and dance, do some yoga, walk in the woods, whatever really gets you to that place of being centered. Those 4 things are really going to help you. If you want to take this further and get more support, then there are practices like EFT, movement, breath work, yoga practices that really go deep into the subconscious, and you'll find plenty of that on this channel. So check out our classes. EFT is a fantastic way of tapping into a place that feels really fearful, being with it and allowing your state to change around it so you can move forward. When we work somatically and we go deep into the body, that's when we really get the help. So it gets to the point that making those choices gets easier and easier and easier because they feel good and they feel right in the body. So start practicing today, get really clear, make a commitment, step over that threshold. So let us know in the comments below, what patterns are you choosing to break? And also let us know, how do you recognize it? What is it that you do? Because there's something about that confessional moment that where you speak it out or you write it out, you allow yourself to be witnessed, that really helps to hold you going forward. If you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe, like, send us a comment, let us know how this has helped you. It's really useful to us to know what's helping you, what's working, so we can keep putting out more of these in this time where it's really important that we take ownership of our lives, we take back our power daily, moment by moment, with the things that we can do right now. Thanks for joining me.